Welcome to Game Trivia, and I have some amazing little nuggets of trivia I picked up while a recent playthrough of Final Fantasy VII. Hang on to your brains, my friends, because your minds are about to be blown away. First off, have you ever wondered why Tifa's breasts are so big? Well, you have to realize that this is not simple cheesecake fan service. No, Final Fantasy VII is much deeper than that, and it's actually part of subtle story development. The reason they're so big is to draw your eye to the color of her shirt. If you notice, she wears a white top. In contrast, Sephiroth, who turns out to be the game's villain, is wearing what color? That's right, black. It's a subtle little way to tell you that Tifa's part of the good guys while Sephiroth is part of the bad guys, while never actually coming out and telling you. Very clever on Squaresoft's part. Next, how about that title? Final Fantasy VII. Now, longtime fans of the series was confused by this title, as in America we'd only gotten Final Fantasies 1, 2, and 3. Everyone wanted to know what happened to games 4, 5, and 6. Well, I'm going to lift the veil on that secret. The reason is we never got them here in the States is because they're radically different departures to the game's RPG nature. So in order to ease the Americans' audience into the change, Squaresoft lent the rights to them to Capcom, who released them as Resident Evils 1, 2, and Mega Man Legend 2. Funnily enough, Resident Evil 3 wasn't based on any Japanese Final Fantasy games, but instead was based on Doki Doki Panic. Speaking of translation notes, while the Final Fantasy series is beloved and iconic here in America, they've never heard of Final Fantasy in Japan. You see, in Japan, the series is even bigger and goes under the name Dragon Quest. The mystery here is, while in America there are 13 Final Fantasies, there's only 9 Dragon Quests. This is actually nothing to worry about, it's actually just due to time zone issues. I bet some of you weren't aware that Squaresoft hid a huge spoiler at the beginning of the game. Here's how to unlock it. When Aeris becomes a playable character, she introduces herself to Cloud and says her name is ... which brings up the character naming screen. Now, instead of going right to the select option to pick the name, here's what you do. Erase Aeris' name and select the letters D, E, A, D in that order, and then hit the start key. Do you see it? By doing this simple trick, Aeris' name now comes up as dead, which is a huge spoiler as to what's coming later in the game. Alright, here's another fun little nugget that's gone unnoticed for over 40 years until I discovered it. On Disc 2, go back to Midgard and go to the Section 6 slums. Go inside the item shop. Once inside, perform the famous Konami code. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start. Do you see it? That's right. Nothing happens. This is a subtle little slap in the face to Konami, telling them that they didn't make this game, Squaresoft did. If you're not blown away yet, stop and look at the controller in your hands. There's no B or A button at all on it. Here's some ointment for that burn Squaresoft just gave you, Konami. One last thing before I go. Did you know that Cloud is a virgin? This is made completely clear in Aeris' death scene. Look at that image right there. Sephiroth's sword clearly represents Cloud's penis, in an allegory so obvious I won't even waste your time explaining it. It also shows his desire to take his penis and drive it straight through Aeris' spinal column. Now, I've seen many charts and diagrams on this, but that's not typically how you perform intercourse. This clearly represents Cloud's lack of knowledge on how sex is performed, meaning that our flawed hero has never done the nasty. Has your mind been blown yet? I'm like 89% sure it has. Until next time, I'm Mr. Eddie. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and visit superfriendsuniverse.com for more stuff like this.